How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams from the Hard Gainer Academy. Over here, we make gains in fitness and choose stocks to get your portfolio in shape. Also got to throw out the disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So when you do invest, just know that you're doing it at your own risk. Today is Friday evening and you know we do the joke of the day 5 days throughout the week. So I know they're pretty corny, but hey, I appreciate you for actually staying through it and actually listening to them, all right? So here it comes. My math teacher said I was average. How mean. Come on. All right, so we're going to be talking about GameStop. GameStop had a great day in the market. Damn. I must say, I was like, when I saw it, especially in that morning session, I literally saw that she made a move from $51 all the way into the 90 area. I really thought she was going to go to 100, but guess what happened? It got halted. And as soon as when she got halted, she started coming down. That's when I knew, I'm like, you know what? There's definitely some market manipulation going on because the way that GameStop was moving, 100 was right there. Like it was just right there. And they just had to halt it altogether. Here's my issue. When it got halted, right, it just never recovered. It never got back there. We already know as far as restrictions are concerned, a lot of them have been lifted, right? We know that a lot of the brokers now are like, you know what? Yes, we'll lift these restrictions. You'll be able to buy these certain stocks and so forth, blah, 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 right? But one of the things that I really didn't like was like, you know what? It didn't make much sense because especially since it was a Friday. Everybody knows when it comes to Fridays, we usually have major sell-offs. A lot of people are not putting money in stocks as often when it comes to Fridays. So that's why this Friday becomes even more monumental when I saw that move of GameStop almost hitting almost an extra $50 right at open. But you know what? Let's talk about, hey, the stats as far as how did GameStop do overall on the day, all right? So GameStop ended up being up almost 20% on the day and closing at 63.77. I know I'm recording this video right now, but when I was looking at it in after hours, I saw GameStop even go to $72. So what does this mean? There's still an excitement. There's still a movement. People are holding their shares. We are seeing the diamond hands come through. All right. So the reason why this is important is because now we know, hey, you know what? For next week, there's some big things that are going to be coming up. If you haven't watched my AMC video, I suggest you check it out because what I'm going to be talking about is very similar. So in regards to what's going on with AMC, we already know there's an issue with short interest. But GameStop is at the top of the list, well over 100%. We're going to get some updated stats in regards to the short interest and so forth next week on February the 9th. Check this out. If it ends up being even higher, because we've seen it, there's a lot of people who are still shorting GameStop, right? A lot of institutions, a lot of firms. We're going to see if that increases and the price stays where it's at, if it can keep this level, especially that $70 level, be prepared for fireworks. Be prepared for those fireworks. So what's going to happen, a lot of these hedge funds and institutions, they're going to have to cover. If everyone's buying up shares, they are holding them. This is a case of supply and demand. If there's not enough shares available so they can cover, they're going to have to pay up. They're going to have to pay some big money. And I honestly do believe that's a part of what we saw in this Friday morning pop. That's exactly what we saw. Because what I noticed, even when I was looking at it inside the pre-market, I'm like, whoa, like GameStop has some momentum going for it. And then right at open, started shooting up. Another thing that we need to look at, a lot of people have already changed brokers. So everybody's like, you know what? They're ready. I'm going to buy some GameStop. I'm going to be a part of this movement and so forth. This is something we got to take into consideration because I said it in the last, a few of my, I think another video back. Like, hey, a lot of people were switching their accounts around, people switching money around and so forth and like that. So that's why we've really seen a lot of volume just come out straight at open. But here's the thing, when the stock got halted and then it came back down, I could see the shock value that happened with a lot of investors, right? They're like, oh, whoa. From 90 something down, just straight down. you get concerned. A lot of people will start selling. Also, when it reaches that high at the top, right before 100, I could bet my last dollar that there was a lot of people who were probably sitting on the stock because it was getting beaten up during the later days of the week. And they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take some profits, or I'm going to salvage as much money as I can because I've already lost a lot. But again, when you're a part of this movement and you know that, you know what, there's a big event that could be coming up, talking about the short squeeze, it being compared to what happened to Volkswagen many years ago. We can see what the potential might look like, especially since we saw a lot of volume and we saw a lot of people who were buying shares. A good example of that, when we saw what happened even in after hours, it was pretty crazy. The way how the stock just moved up. 70 was a serious resistance level throughout the day. But in after hours, she just blew right past it. She did come back down, but what I'm really looking for at the end of this Friday, after 8 o'clock p.m., is for her to finish above 70. If GME could finish above 70, it can get very, very interesting. If it's in the high 60s, you know what? I'll take that. I won't be too greedy. But I will be expecting a gap up on Monday because of the performance that GameStop had. We already know a lot more people are going to feel more confident. A lot more people who are actually holding, having those diamond hands like we talk about. Things are going to get interesting. They might say, well, you know what? I might buy some more shares so I can average down. A lot of people are doing that. Like I've heard, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm at this price point with GameStop, but I just bought a few more shares to average down. If you are betting money that has a lot of emotional connection to it, what do I mean by this? If you're putting money that you are afraid to lose, I'm going to tell you right now, some people may disagree with me about this. Don't put that money in there. Because at the end of the day, GME is a very, very risky stock. And I said this in my AMC video. When it comes to paying those bills at the end of the month, you can't tell the bill collector, or you can't tell whoever you're paying your mortgage or your rent to that, hey, I won't be able to pay this month because I got it in the stock market. No, you cannot. So just make sure if you're going to be a part of this movement and you're going to be holding and you're going to be buying and so forth, it is money that you can afford to lose. Also wanted to just cover quickly as far as what the chart looked like on a day and what I was explaining as far as how it was moving, all right? So it hit a low of 51.09, right? This is where I'm going to be honest. I thought, whoa, this is trouble. Because like I said, it was doing fairly well, right? And then an enormous amount of buying started happening, and then it shot up. It was actually $95. That's when I thought, I'm like, oh, this is going to go to 100. Then it got halted. And then upon getting halted, it just got dumped, and then it got back into that 70 range. And it actually was doing a pretty good job actually staying in that 70 range. But then a lot more selling started happening. Like I said, it really caught a lot of people off guard, right? And then the best part about it is, at least for the day, she literally consolidated, as you can see on your screen, in that area of the 60s, right? 60s, touched the high 50s and so forth, but she stayed strong throughout the entire day. And that's what we like to see, because that's where we see, you know what? We have a support level. And if you're not aware of what a support level is, a support level shows, hey, you know what? This is a place or a part in the price of the stock where, you know what, the likelihood of it going below that, it's going to take a lot more work. So this is one of the things that we really need to understand and take a look at. So since we have some support level in that 60 area, and if we could finish in after hours at 70s or the high 60s, it's looking real good for next week, especially when that report comes out in regards to the short interest. If it's still well over 100%, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be some surprises. There's gonna be that squeeze that we're looking for, because like I said, a lot of hedge funds and a lot of institutions are gonna have to cover. I just want to say thank you and appreciate everyone who's a part of this movement and believes in it, and who's been buying and who's been holding. It has been doing so much. And anyone who might be thinking, hey, well, I don't know if I want to be a part of this movement, or you know what, like maybe I want to like kind of see if I can make some profits off of this and so forth. I just want to reiterate it again. Do not put in money that you're afraid to lose. And also, do not use margin, all right? That's what happened in the beginning. If you're going to be using margin, just know you're borrowing that money, right? So if the trade doesn't go your way or you end up losing money, not only do you have to pay a certain amount as far as what you put in, but you're also going to have to pay a certain amount of money on what you borrowed. And that comes with interest as well. So just know that you have those risk management things in place, right? You don't want to be going into any trade with having any emotion in it. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday. I hope you enjoyed the joke of the day. And you already know we're going to be doing some videos on the weekend. I'm going to be dropping 6 videos. 3 videos on Saturday, 3 videos on Sunday for you guys, all right? We'll be talking real soon. Peace out. All right, and I almost forgot. I know many of you are going to ask me, so what is your price prediction for GME, aka GameStop? All right, so like I said, if it can finish above or at $70, that is great. If it can finish even in the high 60s, that is great as well. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for. As far as from what Monday comes, if it doesn't finish at those following levels, I will give you guys an update video. But if it does, I'm definitely looking at seeing GameStop actually have a support level somewhere in the 80 range. Could she try to make another pop to kind of break 100? Hey, that may happen. But if she could really hold some support around, let's say, $80, that would be great. Even around $70, just, you know, a bit of a, I would call it a minor improvement from what we had today. That would be great because that sets us up real well, all right? Especially with February the 9th coming up, because when we find out what the numbers are actually looking like in regards to short interest, it's going to be a game changer, all right? Talk to you guys soon. I already said bye to you guys, but I'll do it again, all right? Peace out.